Wednesday morning. We are following breaking news overnight.
An issue with Air Force One delaying President Trump's high-stakes trip to Europe. It is January 21st. This is Today. Breaking overnight, scare in the air. The president's plane forced to turn around after a mid-flight electrical problem.
Air Force One, do you need any assistance?
President Trump now arriving in Switzerland this morning on a backup jet set to face new pushback from European leaders against his threatened tariffs and takeover of Greenland.
We do prefer respect to bullies.
We're live in Davos with the very latest. Wall Street worries. The Dow and S&P looking to bounce back after the worst trading day in months. This morning, the new trade war concerns rattling investors and American consumers. Set free. Actor Timothy Busfield released from a New Mexico jail while he awaits trial on child sex abuse allegations. His wife, actress Melissa Gilbert, emotional in court supporting her husband. Just ahead, where the case goes from here. On alert. A massive winter storm in the works, set to bring heavy snow and ice to tens of millions all across the country and make a mess of the weekend. And that polar plunge far from over, with the next round of brutal cold set to shatter records. Al's got everything you need to know. New twist. Text messages between Taylor Swift and Blake Lively coming to light in the ongoing It Ends With Us legal drama. Straight ahead, why their private conversations are just now being revealed and the potential impact on the upcoming trial. All that, plus airing it out.
Get some fresh air in there. You'll thank me, babe.
Are you ready to burp your home? We're breaking down the surprising trend that has people throwing the windows and doors open in the dead of winter. And the doctor is in. A soft drink superfans tribute that's taken social media by storm.
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
Now featured in an actual ad.
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice.
Inside its remarkable journey from catchy post to full-fledged commercial. Today, Wednesday, January 21st, 2026.
From NBC News, this is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Craig Melvin. From Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And a good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to Today, 7 a.m. on the West Coast. On this Wednesday morning, Chanel in for Savannah once again.
Morning.
Let's get right to that breaking news right now. President Trump touching down in Switzerland. The president touching down less than 3 hours ago. That arrival delayed after Air Force One was forced to make a dramatic U-turn overnight because of an electrical issue.
This closely watched trip to the World Economic Forum comes amid growing tension between the president and European allies over his tough talk on Greenland. And that includes new trade war threats that have all eyes on Wall Street this morning. The Dow and S&P coming off their worst day since October.
All eyes on the markets, all eyes in Switzerland as well. We've got it all covered for you this morning. We are going to start with Peter Alexander, our chief White House correspondent, traveling with the president. He is in Davos for us. Peter, good morning to you.
Craig, good morning to you. This is setting up as a critical moment in history. President Trump here making news just moments ago saying the United States will not use force to take over Greenland, but not backing away from his demand for Denmark's territory. It follows America's allies delivering sharp rebukes to the president, insisting the NATO alliance, long viewed as unbreakable, is now at risk of blowing up. This morning, President Trump addressing this gathering of the world's elite in Davos, amid tensions between the U.S. and its European allies, now at their highest point in decades. The latest rift over his repeated warnings the U.S. wants to take control of Greenland.
This enormous, unsecured island is actually part of North America. That's our territory. And I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States.
President Trump threatening new tariffs on Denmark and 7 other NATO allies if no deal is reached by February 1st. Europe now threatening to retaliate in ways that could impact Americans' bottom line. Some European leaders urging they take a dramatic move using the so-called trade bazooka that could block American goods from being sold to Europe. President Trump responding overnight.
So I don't think they really know what a bazooka means. All I have to do is meet it, and it's going to go ricocheting backward.
The rhetoric here already heated. French President Emmanuel Macron warning the U.S. is looking to weaken Europe, drawing this conclusion.
But we do prefer respect to bullies. We do prefer rule of law to brutality.
While a lawmaker in Denmark, which has controlled Greenland for more than 300 years, delivered this profane message.
Let me put this in words you might understand. Mr. President, off.
But the president is shrugging off the criticism from Europe, and in a winding, at times rambling news conference Tuesday, projecting optimism that an agreement will be reached.
They get a little bit rough when they're, when I'm not around. But when I'm around, they treat me very nicely.
The president's arrival here delayed by that problem with Air Force One. Shortly after it took off from Joint Base Andrews late Tuesday, the White House says the crew identified a minor electrical issue, turning the plane around as a precaution. The president finally making the trip aboard a smaller plane. Now back to the president's speech that wrapped up moments ago, the room notably going silent during his threats about Greenland. The president saying he would be, quote, appreciative if leaders went along with it, warning if they say no, quote, we will remember. And moments ago, we just heard from the European Union announcing that they are suspending their trade deal with the United States due to the president's threats. Craig?
Chief White House correspondent Peter Alexander, they're traveling with the president in Davos, Switzerland. Peter, thank you.
The president's new threats to escalate his trade war with European nations led to a major slide on Wall Street. The Dow and S&P 500 looking to bounce back after their worst day in 3 months. Let's bring in NBC senior business correspondent Christine Romans. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So let's dig in here. What are the main concerns driving this market drop?
Well, you had the U.S. and the EU real close to finalizing a trade deal they hashed out last summer, and suddenly this is all in question about whether there'll be a trade deal between these two nations. And this is the biggest trading relationship in the world, these EU nations and the United States. So Wall Street selling off sharply yesterday, very big losses, $1.2 trillion wiped off the S&P 500 in just one day. And they're calling this the Sell America trade, which is a little worrisome. Usually when there's trouble in the world, people rush into the safety of the U.S. dollar or U.S. bonds. No, they sold the dollar. Ugh. They sold bonds. They sold U.S. stocks. They even sold crypto in the U.S. Anything that was considered sort of a Buy America trade was negative yesterday. And in fact, that bond sell-off is fascinating because it jacks up interest rates a little bit, which means businesses and governments and consumers borrowing for mortgages or for their business or for their finances will pay a little bit more. So watching that to see if they can find some stability today.
All right, let's long term here. A lot of small businesses have already dealt with the impact of the president's tariff policy. What could this potentially lead to in terms of a trade war? If there were a trade war, what would that mean?
So the big worry is that suddenly you'd have the U.S. putting these tariffs that it's threatened onto European goods, which would cost more for American businesses and consumers. And then the retaliation from Europe would hurt U.S. exporters who are building things in the United States and sending to Europe. You heard that big bazooka threat. That would be just sort of like economic Armageddon between the two. That is a threat that the European Union still has here. And then we heard yesterday in Davos from the Amazon CEO, Andy Jassy, who said that for the first time, you're starting to see the president's current tariffs starting to creep into consumer prices, that for the past 9 or 10 months, companies have been absorbing those tariffs or they bought stuff before tariffs went into place. So there's a worry that we're just on the verge of seeing even more higher prices for consumers. And now this new unrest, I would say, between these two very important trading partners.
A lot to watch today.
Yeah.
All right, Christine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Another major story we're following this morning, winter's tightening grip on much of the country with temperatures already bitterly cold. The next blast of even colder Arctic air is on the way, and it's coming with a massive winter storm that could spread snow and ice from New Mexico all the way to New England. Al's going to have all the details on that in just a moment, but first, NBC's Erin McLaughlin bundled up once again right here in New York. Erin, good morning.
Greg, good morning. Temps here are hovering around 17 degrees. The harsh conditions leading to a slew of emergencies across the country, from rising hospitalizations to rescue missions. And while conditions may ease briefly later today, another major storm is taking shape, set to drive even colder, potentially record-breaking lows.
This morning, a brutal winter wallop not letting up.
You definitely need layers when you come outside.
Parts of western New York buried in more than 2 feet of lake-effect snow. The roads so treacherous near Buffalo. Some drivers like Joe Chanelli forced to spend Monday night at a rest stop after getting snowed in.
We just watched the snow come down. Everyone was taking it pretty well.
In the Midwest, firefighters battled a major blaze in sub-zero temps. Despite the harsh conditions, they managed to rescue 2 adults and a child. Meanwhile, large chunks of ice blocked a water intake pipe at a treatment plant in Pittsburgh, affecting water pressure in the city. Emergency crews used a barge and a tugboat to clear the Allegheny River. And at Chicago's O'Hare Airport,
we're not able to provide air traffic control services.
Control tower workers forced to evacuate after a pipe burst in the bitter cold, leading to a temporary ground stop. Hospitals nationwide also feeling the freeze. In Michigan, health officials say emergency room visits for cold-related illness are up 50% this week.
In this Arctic punch, and seconds count. So you really have to take precautions.
But some enjoying the wintry blast, including snow leopards and bison at the zoo.
Experts urge caution against going outside for extended periods of time. But if necessary, look out for signs of frostbite, which can include numbness and pale skin. Hypothermia is also something to watch out for. Those signs include extreme shivering, confusion, and drowsiness. Guys.
All right.
Take that seriously. Yeah. All right, for a closer look at the cold and that brewing storm, let's say good morning to Al.
Hi, good morning, guys, and good morning to you. Boy, let's say we're going to have to buckle up, friends, because we got cold air, bitterly cold air, 31 million people. We are looking right now at wind chills in New York City. It feels like 10, 6 in Saranac Lake, 8 in Detroit. And then we've got this second storm that's going to be developing. That cold air is going to be locked in. So we got this Pacific storm moving in from the southwest. We've got moisture coming up out of the Pacific. That's going to surge into the plains, and that's going to start off the snow and ice. And then we've got this second tap of moisture coming in out of the Gulf. You add to that this Arctic air that's coming in here. It's going to collide with this tropical moisture. This is going to be a mess. So tomorrow, snow and ice begin Friday afternoon. Treacherous travel after sunset from Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Oklahoma City. We move on into Saturday. We're talking heavy snow, about a 1,500-mile trek from Oklahoma east into Atlanta. Below that, we're looking at ice from San Angelo, Dallas, Little Rock. Could be crippling. We're looking at Sunday, significant snow moving into the mid-Atlantic area, an increasing chance of heavy snow moving into the northeast. So here's the deal. We take a look at this snowfall amount. We're talking 8 to 14 inches, Oklahoma City. Little Rock, 6 to 12 inches. The ice, again, anywhere from a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of ice. That brings down trees, power lines from San Angelo, Shreveport on into Tupelo. And then the snow. So the European model is going to bring this thing up into the Ohio Valley and into the Northeast with that axis of heavy snow from Boston, Columbus, Springfield. The American model a little further to the south. The heavier snow moves still south, but still we are talking, it's still a little too early to talk about accumulations, guys, but this thing is going to be constantly evolving. We're watching these models, but right now we're talking about a significant storm for much of the country going into Monday.
It's going to be nasty, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I will come back to you in just a few moments. Thank you for that. Meanwhile, we turn now to a major escalation in the battle over those ongoing ICE raids in Minnesota. Amid ongoing protests, the Justice Department issuing grand jury subpoenas to some of the state's top Democrats, including the governor and the mayor of Minneapolis. NBC's Maggie Vespa remains on the ground force there in Minneapolis. Maggie, good morning.
Craig, good morning. As that battle plays out, new overnight, NBC News confirming via a source familiar with the plans that Vice President J.D. Vance will travel here to visit Minneapolis tomorrow. This is those top Democrats served with subpoenas. Speak out. This morning, amid ongoing anti-ICE protests in Minnesota, Democrats hit with subpoenas by the Justice Department, firing back. Governor Tim Walz blasting the baseless legal tactics, calling the DOJ's investigation into whether he impeded federal officers political theater. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey posting, "Every American should be concerned." This, as a source familiar with the plans, confirms Vice President J.D. Vance will visit the embattled city tomorrow for remarks and a roundtable discussion with leaders and community members. Today marks 2 weeks since an ICE officer fatally shot Renee Good, who the Trump administration has argued weaponized her vehicle. Tuesday, the president saying this about ICE.
Sometimes ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, they're dealing with rough people. They're going to make a mistake. Sometimes it can happen. We feel terribly. I felt horribly when I was told that the young woman who had the tragedy, it's a tragedy, it's a horrible thing.
Though overall, President Trump defending the agency, touting 3,000 arrests in recent weeks of undocumented immigrants he says were convicted of violent crimes. In Minneapolis, ICE and Border Patrol leaders asked about officers detaining U.S. citizens.
I would say that those tactics are born of necessity.
This after a local police chief says ICE stopped an off-duty female officer of color.
They demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork. The officer had their guns drawn during this interaction.
And this video going viral of 57-year-old U.S. citizen Chong Lee Scott Tao being arrested at his St. Paul home Sunday, let out in shorts in freezing conditions. DHS saying they were looking for convicted sex offenders at the home, saying Tao matched the description. Tao's family says none live at that address, and an NBC News review found he has no criminal record.
Now, circling back to that incident the local police chief described, DHS just responding to our request for comment, saying they have no record of that interaction, but they're continuing to look into the matter. Craig.
Maggie Vespa for us there on the ground in Minneapolis. Once again, Maggie, thank you.
We have more to get to, including new developments in the legal trouble facing Emmy-winning actor Timothy Busfield. A judge ordering his release from jail while he awaits trial on child sex abuse charges. NBC's Dana Griffin joins us with that story. Dana, good morning.
Chanel, good morning to you. That hearing lasting more than 2 hours. Prosecutors arguing that Busfield could present a danger if released. The defense pushing back, saying that the allegations are all fabricated and that he is innocent. Busfield's wife, actress Melissa Gilbert, in that courtroom, visibly emotional. 1 week after turning himself into authorities in Albuquerque, New Mexico, actor Timothy Busfield has been released from jail as he awaits trial. The actor appeared in court Tuesday facing charges of child abuse and criminal sexual contact of a minor. Prosecutors urging the judge to keep Busfield behind bars.
The state is requesting that this court find the defendant dangerous and that there are no conditions of release that this court can impose to secure the safety of this community.
According to a criminal complaint, the parents of 2 boys who appeared alongside Busfield on the TV series The Cleaning Lady say the actor and director inappropriately touched their children on multiple occasions on set, allegations Busfield denies.
Film sets may seem chaotic if you're an outsider, but everything we do is incredibly regimented.
The defense calling the lead director of photography Busfield worked with on The Cleaning Lady as a witness to discuss if inappropriate touching could have taken place.
At minimum of 10 people there on the set with them. It's just how it works.
In court documents, Busfield's defense team accused the parents of a revenge plot, making up allegations for a financial and retaliatory motive because the kids were recast from the show in 2024.
They represented the truth in the most extraordinary way.
The actor is best known for his roles in The West Wing and the movie Field of Dreams. Busfield's wife, actress Melissa Gilbert, emotional in court after submitting a letter of support that said in part her husband has the strongest moral compass of any human I have ever known.
The defense went all out for this, and it's only a detention hearing. We've heard evidence that some of the complainants may not be as credible as originally were thought, and that an investigation may have essentially exonerated Busfield some time ago when conducted by a private company.
Warner Brothers conducted an independent investigation and found no evidence that corroborated those allegations. The prosecution argued in court that they did not interview all of the key witnesses. Now that Busfield is out of jail, per the judge's orders, he can travel, but he is not allowed to own weapons, contact any of the witnesses, or the alleged victims. Chanel?
All right, Dana, thank you.
All right, let's go back to the weather now and the rest of Mr. Roker's forecast. Hey, Al.
Hi, guys. So out west, things looking beautiful. Sunny, mild out there. We got a few clouds in Central California. Lake effect snow going to be a problem. Tug Hill Plateau in upstate New York may see another 14 inches and then scattered showers ahead of this front in the lower Mississippi River Valley. We're going to get to your local forecast coming up in the next 30 seconds.
She's a pepper, well a pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Come on.
So we're back at 7:30 with that classic Dr. Pepper commercial from the 70s. And why, Chanel Jones?
Why, let me tell you, Craig Melvin. Ahead in the booth, we are going to share the inspiring story behind the soft drink's latest jingle that went from a viral hit on TikTok to now one of the most watched sporting events of the year.
Might be my favorite story of the morning.
I love a good jingle.
Yeah.
Get back to
We'll
those.
do that in just a few minutes. Meanwhile, there are some new developments this morning in the long-standing legal battle between the stars of It Ends With Us.
Newly released court documents are now revealing testimony and text messages from some of Blake Lively's friends, including Taylor Swift. NBC's Stephanie Goss joins us with those details. Steph, good morning.
Craig, Chanel, good morning to you guys. This Hollywood feud has been brewing for over a year, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. These new allegations in the files shed more light on the embattled cast while also painting a picture of a chaotic movie set.
This morning, music superstar Taylor Swift caught in the crossfire of the contentious legal battle between Blake Lively and her co-star and It Ends With Us director, Justin Baldoni. The judge overseeing the case that's set to begin in May, unsealing hundreds of pages of documents ahead of a hearing this week, including texts between Swift and Lively.
The Taylor Swift and Blake Lively text messages are finally here.
Like one ahead of a 2024 New York Times article that reported Baldoni had been waging a smear campaign against Lively. Swift writing, "I think this expletive knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin." It's all part of a $160 million civil suit Lively has filed against Baldoni, accusing him of sexual harassment on set. And in the documents outlining allegations that Baldoni commented on Lively's body and made her uncomfortable during filming. Lively also accusing him of engaging in a social manipulation campaign to destroy her reputation. Accusations that Baldoni and his legal team have repeatedly denied.
Was there a coordinated smear campaign to bring down Blake Lively?
100% no.
The documents also showing that Lively asked Swift for help in 2023 during the filming of the movie. In one exchange, Lively referring to Baldoni as a doofus director who thinks he's a writer, asking Swift to endorse a revised script, with Swift responding with a text, "I'll do anything for you." Lively, who is married to actor Ryan Reynolds, later telling Swift, "You were so epically heroic today. I recapped every moment to Ryan. You are the world's absolute greatest friend ever."
Oh, that's my brother Ryle.
The over 300-page court filing revealing additional messages, including texts from actress Jenny Slate, who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, calling him a false ally and a fraud, and saying the shoot was, quote, gross and disturbing. Texts between Baldoni and another actor show he was equally frustrated during filming, writing in one message, "If Lively doesn't promote the movie, she can leak that I'm a bad person or that she felt unsafe with me."
In a statement to NBC News, a member of Blake Lively's legal team says all of these never-before-seen texts, eyewitness accounts, and testimony back up her claims. We also reached out to Justin Baldoni, who had no comment. His own documents have yet to be released. A hearing to throw out Lively's claims is set for Thursday. Otherwise, this is still all on track to go to trial in May, guys.
My goodness. All right, thank you, Seth.
All right, just ahead from that trial potentially to a London courtroom today with Prince Harry taking a stand in his final legal battle against British tabloids. A live report from London just ahead.
But first, when's the last time you burped your house? And Malia Keda is exploring that rather odd-sounding viral trend. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. While so many people are avoiding the frigid cold at all costs, more people are starting to usher in a blast of frigid cold air. Coming up, we are taking a closer look at the German ventilation practice now picking up steam here in the U.S. Stay with us.
We are back at 7:38 with a rather interesting edition of In Depth Today.
Yeah, you know that feeling when the air feels stale in your house? Well, there's a new trend. It's heating up nationwide. and it involves letting in some rather frigid outside air inside. NBC's Emily Aketa is here to demonstrate something called house burping. Is that right?
Yeah, good morning. That is indeed what it's called, and we are giving it a try here in Studio 1A. The phrase, close the door, we don't live in a barn, is popular in a lot of households, but a new trend on social media has more people intentionally leaving their doors and windows open, even in the dead of winter. And experts say it can come with some real health benefits. While frigid temperatures have millions avoiding the outdoors, these days, some folks are welcoming the cold into their homes.
Just get some fresh air in there. You'll thank me, babe.
It's part of a growing trend inspired by the age-old German practice known as Lüften, meaning to air out by briefly opening the windows and letting the fresh air in. In the U.S., it's picking up steam under a quirkier quip. House burping.
This is a reminder that even though it's freezing, you need to burp your house.
But no matter the name, Indoor Air Quality Pro Tony Abadi says it has real benefits, including preventing mold, contaminants, and carbon dioxide buildup.
When you bring in some more air from the outside, you dilute those concentrations and you reduce them.
Which he says is especially important for Americans who spend about 90% of their time indoors, according to the EPA. In Germany, the Washington Post reports many apartment leases contain a Lüften clause, requiring tenants to open their windows multiple times a day. Raised by German parents in New York, Lucy Roschnabel has been doing this her whole life.
Every single morning, I need to smell the fresh air and let it into my room because otherwise I'll just feel so stuffy.
A post on her morning ritual garnering hundreds of thousands of views on TikTok.
My parents thought it was hilarious that a trend like that is trending. Like, it's just something that's so integrated in the German lifestyle and so normalized.
Now, it's not an airtight solution. One study suggests Germany's ventilation practices can undermine energy efficiency. And with home electricity costs in the U.S. at their highest in a decade, Abadi says the key is
10 minutes, no more than that is really necessary.
A quick and simple way to give yourself and your space a little breathing room.
House burping. When is the best time to burp your house?
Okay, so early in the morning, after you're cooking or taking a shower, and then also after you have a crowd of people over a gathering. That's when experts say that's the most effective time. But they also say homeowners actually have to think about ventilation more nowadays because of modernized building. There are tighter seals on windows and doors. Now, the important thing to keep in mind, make sure the air quality outside is good before you try circulating it inside. Do you guys feel a difference after we burped on Studio 1A?
Now, but no.
Studio, it seems fresher.
Well, you like it cold.
I do.
Since we were little, I mean, people, let's get some fresh air. Open the door, let some air in.
I was talking about his parents back in the day.
You know, you're airing out the house.
Sure.
They did that. Everything old is new again.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I'm counting on.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
I knew it. Okay, so we get a little bit of a break from that bitterly cold air today. It's only 4 degrees below average in Milwaukee today. Cape Hatteras a little warmer. Charlotte at 50. New Orleans, you'll be at 70. But don't get used to that because, boom, look at this. For tomorrow, daytime highs. It's going to feel like 13 below in Marquette, 11 in Detroit, 36 in New York City, Lexington, Kentucky, 34. And then tomorrow night, this is brutal. Air temperature in Minneapolis, minus 19, minus 7 in Des Moines. It'll be a wind chill of minus 30 in Chicago. And as we head into the weekend, look at this. I mean, Erie, PA, you're going to see a temperature of 9, minus 1 on Friday in Chicago. These temperatures, I mean, we're talking wind chills, going to be brutal. New York City, single digits, same in Richmond and Nashville, into the low teens. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. That's your latest weather. The other one's got hashtag PSSP.
By the way, don't adjust your television. This is not the third hour of today.
We're back, baby.
Carson's off today.
We've waited for this moment. Guys, think I can borrow Carson's TRL hat for
There
a
you go.
sec here because we have got Rare New Music Wednesday,
Oh.
a trio of tracks just announced. Let's start with Mr. Harry Styles. We've waited a while for this one. The 3-time Grammy winner revealed the first single off his highly anticipated next album. Here it is. There's no sound, but here it is.
I'm like,
the song is called Aperture. It's out on Friday. He's releasing it at midnight UK time, so that's 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday night for us. A lot
Sounds
of folks
great.
excited for this one. You can guarantee it's going to sound great, right?
Yep.
All right, next, how about a little Noah Khan? Cue the clip. I like that too. That's Noah's new song. It's called The Great Divide. And after releasing that little snippet last week, we now know it will start streaming January 30th. Okay, here's one more. Niall Horan and Miles Smith, the former One Directioner and the stargazing singer, are teaming up. Here's a taste of their collab.
She is gonna fall, and hell might just break loose. Life is rough, don't know what's along the way. So try to say.
My words, that's going to be all over Instagram.
All over.
Everybody
You knew it was
running
gonna be
through meadows and like
you can picture it
eat,
now.
pray, love vibes. I'm having such a zen perfect day.
Well, the song is called Drive Safe, so be ready to download that one. It's coming out soon.
New Music
All right.
Wednesday.
Wow.
I like it.
It's a fun day.
All right, we're going to get to the rest of Popstar in just a bit. Plus, Jenna's here with the boots.
Hi, guys.
Good
We're
morning.
bubbling. Good morning with excitement because we've got one that's good and nice coming your way. If you know, you know. Right after this.
All right, 7:50. Good time for a boost.
Let's boost it, y'all. Get ready for your new favorite earworm, courtesy of this viral TikTok.
I have a theme song for Dr. Pepper, and it goes like this. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Do-do-do. I have a theme song
Okay,
for Dr.
that's
Pepper,
digital
and it goes
creator
like
who goes by Romeo Show. Since posting that video right before Christmas, it's been viewed nearly 42 million times. Dr. Pepper even commented showing their support. And then on Monday night, if you were watching the College Football National Championship, you probably saw this happen.
Oh. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Do-do-do. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice.
That's so smart.
Okay, Romeo
So
did
smart.
it. Dr. Pepper loved Romeo's song so much, they made it into a real commercial.
That's genius.
So
It really
Did you
is.
not love that?
When I saw the commercial, I wonder what the new
And then you're
what's their
singing
new
it for the rest
jingle?
of the
Do you guys have a favorite jingle from like the night when we used to watch like Saturday morning?
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's.
Two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, pickles, cheese, onion on a sesame seed.
Yes.
I wonder, we have
Big
video
Mac and DLT, a quarter pounder with some cheese, filet of fish, and hamburger,
Oh, wow.
cheeseburger.
What about Mad
McDonald's
Wanna
tasty
Grow Up?
golden French fries and
That was from a different promotion. That's a whole other story.
Okay, wait, you guys.
Yes.
I'm a
Can
pepper,
we
you're a
invite?
pepper. Wouldn't you want to be a pepper?
Okay, can we invite Romeo, please?
Yes, Romeo.
Romeo, we
Come
need you to
on.
come do this live.
Yes.
A live boost.
I like it when you manifest.
I'm so happy for her.
Yeah.
I wonder how she felt when she heard it played during the game.
Yeah.
Maybe Romeo could do a Today Show promo.
Oh, a little
I
jingle.
like
for
it.
us.
Song.
For us.
Little
We're
jingle for us.
manifesting a lot.
There you go.
Come on.
Romeo, we'll
That's
see you
good,
tomorrow.
Jenna.
Yes.
Throwing it all out there.
Good
All right,
stuff.
Coming up on Popstar, we know Ben Affleck can act, but did you know he also does impressions? You have to see his take on another big name in Hollywood right after your local news.
It's 8 o'clock on Today. Coming up, scare in the air. President Trump arriving in Switzerland after Air Force One was forced to turn around because of an electrical problem.
Air Force One, do you need any assistance?
The president now facing European leaders amid new tension over tariffs and Greenland. We're live in Davos with the very latest. Then, back in court, Prince Harry set to take the stand today in a privacy case against the British tabloids, the first witness to be called to trial, along with 6 other celebrities. A live report from London just ahead. And cruise control. We're shining a light on a driving danger a lot of folks may not think about.
Would you say hungover driving can be as dangerous as driving drunk?
Yeah, you can have some similar issues to drunk driving.
Vicky Wynn's getting behind the wheel to show just how dangerous it can be. All that, plus Natalie Portman live in Studio 1A.
I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Meghan Trainor, all about that babe.
I am your mother.
And Keenan and Kel, back on the big screen.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
It's all ahead today, Wednesday, January 21st, 2026.
Hi to Mom and Dad watching in Jacksonville, Florida. Mother-daughter trip to New York from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. Visiting from
Grandma loves you.
Hi to our
friends and family in St. George, Utah.
From Richmond, Virginia. Today's my 30th birthday.
Well, happy birthday to you and happy Wednesday to you. Welcome back to Today, halfway through the week. Chanel filling in for Savannah once again.
I feel like we have to go outside and give them, I don't know, do we have any Today Show mugs or something? It's so cold outside, and I'm so thankful that they're braving the cold for us.
We're going to go outside and say hello. We can't give them mugs. They're very expensive. There's no money in the budget for
we'll come up with something.
Those $40 mugs that we sell in the gift shop. It is a busy Wednesday. Let's get right to your news today. We're going to start with that breaking news we've been following this morning. President Trump is in Switzerland this morning, where he is set to confront European allies over his plan to take over Greenland. But that trip was delayed after Air Force One was forced to turn around midair because of an electrical issue. NBC's Peter Alexander is traveling with the president. He is in Davos this morning. Peter, good morning to you.
Craig, good morning to you. The situation here, the tensions between the U.S. and its allies really have quickly escalated. The European Union just a short time ago announcing that it has suspended its trade deal with the United States due to the president's threats to take control of Greenland, which for 300 years has been a Danish territory. In his speech here, the president saying he would not use force to take over Greenland, but notably not backing away from his demand, calling on leaders here to go with it or, quote, "We will remember." The president repeatedly mocking and criticizing his European hosts, also slamming Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney, saying that Canada lives because of the United States. The room at times silent, even gasps were heard during his attacks on NATO. And among those in attendance, California's Governor Gavin Newsom, who told me that the president's recklessness is incalculable. He said, in effect, the president has lit this place on fire. President Trump is scheduled to hold meetings with foreign leaders this afternoon before he returns home to the U.S. tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, Peter Alexander there in Switzerland. Peter, thank you.
A commuter train crashed in northeastern Spain yesterday, killing at least one person and injuring 37 others. Officials say it happened after a retaining wall fell onto the tracks. The crash came just 2 days after a separate deadly train collision, killing at least 42 people in southern Spain. Emergency workers are still searching for more victims in Sunday's crash.
Well, Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife announced yesterday they are expecting their fourth child this summer. The Vances delivered the big surprise on social media, announcing a boy is due in July. The new baby will join two big brothers and a sister. It's the first time a sitting vice president's family is expecting a child while in office.
Prince Harry is testifying this morning in a privacy case against UK tabloids. The Duke of Sussex is the first witness to be called in the trial. He, along with 6 other celebrities like musician Elton John and actress Elizabeth Hurley, have accused the Associated Newspapers of illegal information gathering practices. NBC's Molly Hunter has that story. Good morning to you, Molly.
Chanel, good morning to you. Prince Harry is here, and he has spent the day inside the courthouse behind me on the witness stand giving testimony. Now, he's fielded some pretty tough questions, some very tough questions about the most intimate details in his personal life. But he also said, I think it's fundamentally wrong to have put us through this again when all we required was an apology and some accountability. Take a look.
This morning, Prince Harry is back in court and taking the witness stand, giving evidence on his latest lawsuit against the British tabloids. This time, Harry taking on Associated Newspapers Limited, A&L, the publishers of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday, for unlawful information gathering. Joining the claimant side, actress Elizabeth Hurley, singer Elton John, and his husband David Furnish, among others. They're accusing A&L of going to great lengths to obtain information, including impersonating people to get medical records, hacking phones, planting listening devices, some of the complaints dating back 3 decades. The first 2 days of court heard opening statements from both sides, the defense vehemently denying any wrongdoing, arguing the tabloid journalists provide a compelling account of a pattern of legitimate sourcing of articles, adding in a written statement that Harry and the other celebrities have leaky social circles. But when it comes to the Duke of Sussex, there are 14 articles specifically in question, mostly about his young dating life, but also about his mother. Articles his lawyer described as highly intrusive and damaging.
What we've heard from Harry's lawyers is a very emotive account of the impact
that these events had on his life. You know, they made him incredibly paranoid and distrusting of those around him, but also fearing for his security in some events.
But for Harry, this is also about his mother.
There is evidence to suggest that she was being hacked in the mid-90s, probably one of the first people to be hacked. And yet, still today, the press, the tabloid press, very much enjoy painting her as being paranoid. But she wasn't paranoid. She was absolutely right of what was happening to her. And she's not around today to find out the truth.
But elsewhere in the UK this week, worlds apart, William and Kate carrying on royal business as usual. Up in Scotland, stopping by a village pub. Back in London, no sign that the brothers or even Harry and his father will make time to see each other. As the legal fight continues, so does the family rift.
It's been an emotional day, but Harry says this is a public duty. Now, minutes ago, Chanel, in his final comments to the courtroom, he said it's been a horrible experience. Standing up there, he said they, the tabloid journalists, continue to come after me. And on the verge of tears, getting emotional, his very last words to the courtroom were, "They have made my wife's life an absolute misery." Chanel, back to you.
All right, Molly, thank you.
Well, the Baseball Hall of Fame is welcoming 2 new members, and they both played center field. Carlos Beltran is a 9-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, played most of his career with the Kansas City Royals and the New York Mets, among other teams. He will be joined by Andrew Jones, who was elected into the Hall after 9 years on the ballot. Jones played the bulk of his career with the Atlanta Braves. He won 10 straight Gold Glove Awards, and the induction ceremony is going to take place in July in Cooperstown, New York. Grew up watching Andrew Jones.
That's my cousin. You know that, right?
You know what? Chanel Jones, Andrew, I should have put 2 and 2 together. Dylan's over there working on a Hall of Fame pop star.
We certainly are. It looks like the new Keenan and Kel reunion could be on the way. This one involving a classic movie monster. We'll explain.
All right, thank you. But first, Vicky Nguyen is getting a first-hand look at a lesser-known danger behind the wheel.
Hey, good morning, guys. We have all heard the dangers of driving drunk, but what about driving while hungover? I am in a special suit designed to show you just how unsafe that can be. Coming up, everything you need to know before you get behind the wheel.
We are back, 8:13 now. We're back with an eye-opening look at a driving danger that's not really talked about enough. Getting behind the wheel, not necessarily drunk, but hungover.
NBC's Vicky Nguyen is here with that story. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, guys. This was a real eye-opener. You may think after a night of drinking, just sleep it off and the next day, you'll be fine to drive. But as we're about to show you, being hungover can be just as risky as drunk driving. Here's why.
We've heard about the dangers of driving drunk.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
But what about hours later, when you're still hungover?
Mad crash on the left-hand side.
I found out firsthand at a course designed to demonstrate the hazards of driving long after you stop drinking, when many drivers don't realize they could still be impaired.
Would you say hungover driving can be as dangerous as driving drunk?
Yeah, you can have some similar issues to drunk driving.
Mike Speck is with Driving Skills for Life, a program by Ford Motor Company that runs free safety clinics for new drivers. Research shows hangovers can seriously affect you, even after the alcohol has left your system. Hangovers can disturb your sleep and cognitive functioning and even disrupt your brain's neurochemistry.
So your decision-making process is generally not going to be as good. You have an increase in reaction times. You're more apt to make mistakes.
To simulate the feeling of a hangover while driving, Ford created this special suit.
This is heavy.
Complete with a weighted vest and bracelets to throw off your balance, goggles to make you more light sensitive, and headgear to simulate a headache.
These headphones are going to have a kind of a pulsating sound in them.
Oh boy. Mike, I haven't even had this suit on for 5 minutes, and already my head feels constricted. I feel so sluggish and weighed down. This light is bothering me. I mean, I can't imagine driving like this.
And yet people do.
To show the impact, I went to a test track with Dan Donza, an instructor at Skip Barber Driving Academy, which runs driver training clinics.
They set up 2 courses for us, a twisty road with sharp turns and one with a sudden lane change.
This course is designed to simulate emergency scenarios that you're going to encounter on the road.
Our test SUV wired with multiple cameras to capture every angle of my performance. First, I drove the courses unimpaired, and Donza says I passed with flying colors.
The coordination is there. I feel pretty safe.
But watch what happens when I put on Ford suit to mimic being hung over at the wheel.
Left.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. In the emergency lane change, even at 30 miles an hour, I veer off the road.
Could that have been a potentially life or death situation?
That is definitely a life or death situation. More death than life. If there was a guardrail on the side of the road, you would have struck that. You could have overturned this car. It's a bad crash.
On the road course, I also run out of my lane, striking cone after cone.
At least one person was killed.
Those could have been pedestrians, those could be other cars.
Yeah, if you're hung over a little bit, you don't feel that. You think you're doing okay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and you're not.
Health experts say the effects of a hangover can last up to a full day after consuming alcohol, impairing you as if you were legally drunk.
One,
Donza, a former police officer, showed us by giving me a field sobriety test, which he says I failed.
If you saw someone performing the way I did in that test, you'd put them under arrest?
For sure.
With Super Bowl celebrations right around the corner, he says it's a wake-up call for everyone.
Now you're getting up in the morning, you're hung over. A bad combination to get behind the wheel of the car and operate it safely.
So I guess the big question this morning, if you've had too much to drink and you admit it the night before, how long then should you wait before you're driving again?
Yeah, Chanel, health experts we spoke with say it really depends on how much did you drink, how does your body process alcohol, how much do you weigh? So check in with yourself. Are you still feeling tired? Are you having blurred vision? Do you have a headache? If you are not yourself, then wait until you feel normal before you get behind the wheel. Because as you can see, you're basically driving drunk even when you're hungover.
Or if you can, like call an Uber or call a Lyft.
There's really no reason for impaired
Right.
driving at all in this day and age.
It's a timely story considering, I mean, the Super Bowl is just a few weeks away. A lot of folks day drink on Sunday, get up Monday.
And think they can go to work on Monday. I had never thought about it that way.
Yeah, and especially here on the East Coast, right? You're up, the game is on late, you've been drinking all day, and the next morning, odds are you are still hungover. The alcohol's still in your system.
It's something to think about.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Vicky.
You look great in those goggles.
Like my monocle?
I like the look. I like the look.
Best time of the morning. Pop start.
You guys ready?
Yeah, I
Let's
think
do
so.
it. Let's do it. Let's start this morning with Ben Affleck. We all know the Boston native is a man of many talents. Not only can he act, write, and direct, but Ben's also fluent in Spanish and apparently Billy Bob Thornton. In a recent interview, Affleck showed off an incredible impression of his Armageddon co-star, telling a story about running into the actor after winning his Good Will Hunting Oscar with Matt Damon. Check this out.
Billy won the Oscar for Sling Blade. Yeah. And so we went after that, and he was like, "Hey, I saw you got that. You won that Oscar, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean, so what? They give you like half an Oscar? Because like you only wrote half the picture, right? That's what I mean. No offense. He's one of the funniest guys.
One of the funniest people.
I'll like give you half an Oscar for that. That's nice. That's good. That's like a kid's Oscar, right? You get a piece of it. Participation Oscar. Is that what you got?
That's
pretty good.
Impression.
Pretty good.
Yeah, well done.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, the talents are just hidden in there. All right, next up, Meghan Trainor. Congratulations are in order. The Grammy winner just welcomed a baby girl into the family. Trainor revealed on Instagram that she and husband Daryl are now a family of 5, thanks to little Mikey Moon, and sharing she was brought into the world with the help of a surrogate. Big brothers Riley and Barry, fully embracing the sister that they helped name. Meghan wrote in the caption, "We are over the moon in love with this precious girl. We are going to enjoy our family time now. Love you all." So big congratulations to our pal and her family.
Sweet.
Next up, Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell. 30 years ago, the dynamic duo made cinematic history with this legendary line.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Well, now Kenan and Kel are teaming up once again. This time, the pair's working on a horror comedy. Here's the setup. According to a press release, inspired by classic Abbott and Costello monster films, Kenan and Kel meet Frankenstein. We'll follow 2 delivery drivers whose shift takes a turn when they arrive at a creepy castle and accidentally awaken Frankenstein's monster. Of course,
That's
guys.
pretty cool. Are you going to be in this one?
I know.
You're into that, right?
Because you were in the second Good Burger.
Yes, I did.
And the thing is, you were in the second one and you didn't tell us.
He never does.
There it is. There's the camera right there.
Every day.
Well, you never know. It may not make the final cut. But I would love. One of my all-time favorite movies as a kid, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Yes.
So to have
you got
them
to be in this.
do a take on this, I can't
By
wait.
the way, I know that because we went to Universal with him. Remember, he's like, would you like to hear the history of this monster or
I
this
think
monster?
you could play Frankenstein.
I could, except he's bald. He's not bald.
They can give you
We can give you a wig.
I'll fix that.
He's also green, right?
We can fix that too.
That's true.
All right. Next up, Kristen Bell, the actress and producer, just landed her next big gig. We can exclusively reveal that she is returning to host the Actor Awards again this year. This marks the third time Bell will be the show's MC, so mark your calendars. The annual ceremony, formerly known as the SAG Awards,
Got it.
if you were confused,
Yes,
is set
we
to
were.
stream live on Netflix Sunday, March 1st. Never knew it changed its name.
No. Yeah.
Next up, Bruno Mars. This new single just helped the hitmaker reach a new career milestone.
Hey, Mr. DJ, play some of this pretty little lady. 'Cause if she dances as good as she does right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey.
You ready to dress up for Halloween, Chanel?
Get my wig back.
You got the moves. Come on.
The numbers are in, and I Just Might is #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 list. That marks the first time Bruno's had a song debut in the top spot, so kudos to him.
That album is going to be fire.
Oh, no
I can't
question
wait
about
for
it.
his summer concert.
I know.
Here?
Yeah.
He's manifesting.
Yes, we don't know
We're
yet.
manifesting all sorts of things today. I love it. Let's keep it going. Next up, Hoda. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. A new episode of her Making Space podcast just dropped, and you can find it by scanning that QR code on the screen. This time, Hoda is sitting down with her old pal, Kathy Lee, and the ladies take a look back at what made their on-screen chemistry TV gold.
I spent most of my professional career putting a circle in a square and trying to be something I wasn't until you.
You were doing darn well, sweetie. You had more Emmys than I did. I never won Emmys anybody until I sat down with her.
I understood from that minute, from the minute with the cards, from the minute we sat next to each
The
other.
wind took the cards.
Oh, my God.
I screamed out, "It's a miracle!" The wind came up outside on the plaza. And I said, then now we're going to get rid of the IFB.
So it just became real.
So let it.
Let it happen.
That's where the gold is. That's when you start mining the gold.
Mining the gold.
Sure, you want to hear that full conversation? Just search for it. Making Space, wherever you get your podcast.
When they surprised you last week, the two of them.
Wasn't that fun?
That was
It was so fun.
Oh, it was good.
But it was, I knew it was happening.
She knew. I didn't know.
She did. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I
That
ran
was good
into
TV.
Laura.
It was good TV. All right. Carson would be proud.
Thank you.
Would be proud.
Thanks, Greg.
Just ahead, we have an Oscar winner in the. There she is. The one, the only Natalie Portman after your local news and weather. Welcome back. 8:30. Woo, man. Another chilly morning here in New York.
It is freezing.
Yeah, it's cold. So big thank you to the folks who stuck it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we have a lot to get to in this half hour, including a Today exclusive. Elizabeth Smart is joining us today to talk about her new documentary. It's helping reclaim her voice and her story 24 years now after her abduction ordeal.
Then coming up on the third hour, we are catching up with a talented couple. Mandy Patinkin is back along with his better half, Catherine Grody. They are going to tell us about working together on their hit podcast with a great name. It's called Don't Listen to Them.
They are so fun.
I
They
love
really
that.
are.
Okay, on the fourth hour, we've got actress turned author Jeanette McCurdy. On the heels of her best-selling memoir, it sold 3 million copies. She's out with her debut novel. I started it.
Oh. Yeah?
Yes, a lot of buzz.
A lot of buzz.
A lot
So
of
good.
buzz.
And we are going to introduce you to the Philadelphia Dance Program, turning young girls into legends. Plus, they're going to perform for us.
Oh, cool. All right, so that's all coming up today. Meanwhile, though, you've got a really cool story for us coming up tomorrow.
I was so honored to do this. I got to travel to the Kennedy Space Center. I got to sit down with the Artemis II crew as they prepare for an historic flight around the moon. Wow. The first lunar mission in more than 50 years.
How cool is that?
And the first launch window is February 6th,
Okay.
opening night of the opening
yes.
ceremonies for Milan. So
Wow.
it'll be kind of
That's
interesting.
going to be a busy night.
Today exclusive tomorrow.
Oh, my
We're back with Oscar winner Natalie Portman. Her storied career started at an early age From her debut film role in The Professional at just 12 years old to the Star Wars and Marvel franchises and gripping dramas like Black Swan and Jackie as well. Well, now, Natalie Portman is back in the animated film Argo. It's set in 2075, that's right, 2075, and it's the story of a lonely girl who strikes up an unlikely friendship with a mysterious time-traveling boy, and she will do whatever it takes to help him return home.
Iris is making a lemon meringue pie.
It was a surprise.
Oops. My bad.
Actually, about that.
We can't come home this weekend. We have too much work.
But what about your birthday?
We'll celebrate next time.
We'll try to come next weekend. Okay, baby?
Natalie Portman, welcome back.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Natalie, but it's just, we were just talking about the film. I've never seen anything like it, which is probably why it's already won a Golden Globe and it's getting Oscar buzz. But for folks who aren't familiar with it, sort of explain the concept of Argo.
So Argo is a boy from the distant future. He steals his sister's time-traveling cape and ends up in what is still our future, but is his past. And he strikes up a friendship with this girl, Iris, and together they are trying to change things. And it's a really beautiful, inspiring, and original movie that I'm so grateful to be part of.
And you voice two different characters.
Yes, I voice Iris's mom, but also there's a nanny. You kind of get a hint of it in that scene that the parents are mixed voices for the nanny. So Mark Ruffalo, who voices the father, his voice and my voice are combined, which is pretty wild to hear for me.
Did you do them at the same time? Did you and Mark record?
No.
Separate times?
Separate.
When you first read the script, was it an immediate like, oh, this is genius?
When I first saw the beginning of they showed us like an animatic, which is sort of a sketch of what the movie will be, and the director, Hugo, said to me, it's about a memory of the future. And I thought that was just so beautiful in a way to describe imagination, because yes, to imagine, you have to have a memory of the future, of what it could look like. And it's very inspiring that kids can think of how the future can look like.
Speaking of kids, you've got a 14-year-old and you've got an 8-year-old. They watched it.
Yes.
Did they have any feedback? Did they give mom any notes?
It was so exciting to share with them. I mean, it brought up so many incredible conversations, like, why are the parents holograms, and why, you know, what's happening with the environment, because there's a lot of like environmental considerations that are part of the film. So it was so incredible, and they both were so into it. And it's so fun with kids movies, because they're the kind of movies you watch over and over and over again for both
20 or 30 times.
Kids.
Yeah, if it's good. If it's a good one, yes.
Exactly.
Was there did you have a film like that growing up?
I watched Lion King a lot as a kid. And then with my kids, I remember watching like Madagascar with them a ton, and Sing like so many times.
Kids love and Sing too. They love the sequel too.
Yes, both. Great.
Speaking of, like, have your kids gone back to watch any of mom's work? Have they seen your Star Wars work?
They don't. They're not into it. I think it's too weird for them. I think I would let them, but they're just like kind of weirded out by it.
Weirded out by the
like
fact
mom being not mom, you know? Like they just want me to be me for them.
Have either one of them demonstrated any sort of capacity for acting, or?
They're both incredibly talented at everything they do. I'm biased, obviously, but also they're just amazing kids. And we'll see. When they're adults, we'll see what they want to do with their.
You're also, for folks who don't know, you're one of the owners of a women's soccer team.
Yes, Angel City FC.
And I read recently that you weren't necessarily the biggest soccer fan, but it was your son who was like, Mom, this is a great idea.
My son, I saw him watching the Women's World Cup with as much enthusiasm as watching the Men's World Cup. And I realized my own bias, that I didn't expect that, you know? Yeah. And to see a little boy, he was 6 or 7 at the time, to see him being that excited about women's athletes, I was like, wow, this could really change culture if we celebrate our women athletes the way we do our male athletes. And so it's been an extraordinary experience with Angel City, and just to see all of the excitement and the talent. And I mean, there's We have such amazing athletes in this country. We're so, so lucky.
Yes.
And it's just about giving them the attention and respect they deserve.
Natalie Portman, thank you. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here. Always such a delight.
So nice
Congrats.
to see you.
Next time you come back, I want to talk to you about your book club as well.
Oh, thank you.
I hear it's quite the popular. JBH is a little jealous.
Oh,
she's a little jealous.
I don't think so. She's got the great one.
She's probably going to want to talk to you because you're coming back in the fourth hour to talk about the book club. We should mention Arco is in theaters on Friday, again nominated for a Golden Globe. Lots of Oscar buzz surrounding it as well. Chanel.
That was a good conversation. Okay, coming up, a Today exclusive. We are sitting down with Elizabeth Smart on the decision to share her story like never before. But first, this is Today on NBC.
And welcome back. In 2002, then 14-year-old Elizabeth Smart opened her eyes to a living nightmare. Kidnapped from her own bedroom, she was held captive for 9 months before her rescue.
More than 2 decades later, Elizabeth is sharing her harrowing story like never before in a new Netflix documentary. We'll talk to her in just a moment. But first, a look back at her story. It was the kidnapping case that rocked the nation. In the early hours of June 5th, 2002, 14-year-old Elizabeth Smart was abducted from her bedroom at Knife Point in Salt Lake City, Utah. An exhaustive nationwide hunt immediately launched, but months went by with few leads panning out and hope dimming. And then, after headlines began to dwindle, 9 months later came the news few expected to hear.
We have found Elizabeth Smart.
Now in a new Netflix documentary, Elizabeth Smart shares her story in her own words, recounting that fateful night, her abduction and abuse by Brian David Mitchell and his wife, Wanda Barzee.
And I specifically remember him saying, the whole of Salt Lake is looking for you, but they will never find you because I have you.
The documentary also featuring interviews with Smart's family, including her sister, Mary Catherine, who was in the room when Elizabeth was kidnapped.
After my sister was kidnapped, I was very frightened to go to sleep.
Now, more than 20 years later, Elizabeth has made a life for herself, not defined by what happened to her. Smart married her husband, Matthew Gilmore, in 2012. The pair has 3 children.
Being a mom and having children of my own was something that I dreamed about as a little girl.
She founded the Elizabeth Smart Foundation, advocating for other victims, and has continued to share her story through speeches, movies, and she's also written multiple books. Her inspiring message through it all, one of hope, telling Today in 2013.
I want other survivors out there to know that they're not alone, that they can be happy, that they can come back and have a wonderful life.
Amen to that. Elizabeth, good morning to you.
Welcome back.
I told you I thought this documentary was very well done. You know, the story's been told before, but this time it shifts the focus just a bit. We hear from your family and we realize that it's thanks to their persistence that there was a break in this case. Talk about why it was important for you to share your story in this way.
I mean, I do think having my family involved, having the law enforcement, local media involved, I think it gives a really complete picture of both sides. And I guess since the trial, since I had to testify and really talk about what happened, because prior to that I didn't, I felt like I needed to have a purpose to sharing my story. And I remember how alone I felt when I first came home because nobody talked about kidnapping or abuse or rape. And so since the trial, I've just felt like that's something that I need to talk about so other victims don't feel alone either.
I mean, you've devoted, in a sense, you've devoted your life to this now. And this is a terrible, terrible, unthinkable chapter in your life. But you have a new life. You have 3 children now. You're a mom. How do you talk to them about that part of your life, or do you?
I mean, one of the best pieces of advice I think I was ever given as far as parenting goes was when your kids start asking questions, that's the right time to start talking about it. And honestly, that started way before I was prepared, way before I ever thought it would come up. But I think my oldest was like 3 years old when she started asking me questions, like where was I going, what was I doing, why was I doing it? And that was shocking. I was not ready. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm still ready. But I would say that opened the door to start having those conversations. And then just as they've grown, I've been able to let that conversation grow as well.
Well, speaking of children, watching this documentary, I felt such empathy for your little sister because she was in the room at the time. And then, you watch how, police officers and everybody, they're trying to get information out of her. But ultimately, it was her voice that helped to find you. How do you wrap your mind around that? And what does her voice mean to you today in your relationship?
I mean, she's my hero.
Oh.
She saved me. Had she not remembered who had kidnapped me, who's to say that I would be here today? I mean, the police all had their suspects, and my captor I don't even think was on their radar at all. So she is my hero.
You've inspired so many people over the years. You'd be hard-pressed to find anyone not familiar with your story. When people come up to you and they're like, "Oh, Elizabeth Smart," how do you deal with that? What are those interactions like?
I mean, initially it was so shocking because that was not me. Like, I was happy to blend in. I wasn't anybody, and so that was very overwhelming when I first got home. And then I would also say it was surprising just like how long and how many people still remembered my story.
Sure.
And now it's been 20 plus years, and so it's not uncommon to have people come up and approach me. But I guess even sitting here 20 plus years later is surprising. I would never have imagined this for my life. I never would have thought that my life would go in this direction.
Well, we used the word hope at the beginning of this piece, and I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, this is it personified, because there's somebody at home right now who may feel alone, and they can see that there's a light there at the end of the tunnel. So happy you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being that light for more than 20 years now.
And you can watch Kidnapped Elizabeth Smart streaming now on Netflix.
We are back with much more on this Wednesday morning, but first, this is Today on NBC.
Welcome back this morning on Shop Today. Simple ways to keep your home clean and organized without breaking the bank. Editorial Director Adriana Brock is here with the best hacks for every room, and you can shop along with us by scanning that QR code at the bottom of your screen. Adriana, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
We're cleaning up today.
I know we are, and when your space is clean and organized, you feel a little bit clear-minded.
Yes, it clears the soul also.
It does. So let's get started with this Bissell steamer. I'm obsessed with it. It's called the Steam Shot, and actually with flu season, it's like we're in the midst of it, and this is a great solution for keeping your home clean and bacteria and germ free because this heats up to over 200 degrees Fahrenheit, which is good enough to, or high enough to kill germs and bacteria, 99% of them.
So instead of scrubbing with chemicals, the steam is enough.
So you don't even need to spray any cleaner. So this is great for deep cleaning your shower, your door handles, high-touch areas like those light switches.
It's got all different
and the CDC is saying that they've seen so much flu-like symptoms, people visiting the doctor's office more than ever in the past 30 years. So this is a great option.
It can clean all around those hard-to-reach places.
I mean, literally anywhere in the house, and it's so small and compact, you can take it around with you.
It's almost fun.
It is.
Speaking of hard-to-reach places, yes.
I love this duster. It's a microfiber pad, and what's really awesome about it is not just that it's affordable, but you get those hard-to-reach areas, right? So like under the appliances, under the fridge, those hard-to-reach areas like under the washer and dryer too. Also
the places you just kick the stuff to and don't think about.
Exactly, and then you forget how much stuff is all around. So like here, I could clean up our studio. I mean, look at that, and it's so.
See, we need one of these.
We need one of these here, and this is great because it really attracts all the lint, the dust, the crumbs, like you said, all that stuff that we forget about. And like I said, really affordable. Then you can reuse that pad.
Oh, you can wash it?
You could wash it in the washer.
Perfect.
Scrub it in your sink, anything you want.
I shouldn't be as obsessed with sponges as I am, but these are my favorite sponges.
I know, same here, and we're not alone because Eva Mendes actually loved them so much. She's an actor. She decided to become a co-owner, and it was a lot due to the fact that these are anti-odor sponges.
They never smell.
They never smell, and it's part of the polyurethane foam that they're made with that has this odor-repelling agent in it, and it's really great. The design is seamless, so you don't get food stuck in it. It's fast-drying. It also absorbs a ton of water, and then it's got the scouring side, which is great for dishes, your countertops, even nonstick. It's safe enough to use on nonstick.
And when the pattern disappears, you throw it away.
Yes, the fade-to-fade technology. I love this so much. They're like the smartest upgrade for your kitchen.
Yes, love those. Okay. How about this? A steam cleaner.
This is great. Okay, so if you have those hard to clean areas like in your bathroom, like the grout, and you got a little mildew, maybe a little bit of mold, before you rethink the caulking, like recaulking your bathroom or something like that, try this. This is a Shop Today bestseller. Our audience really loves this because it's a cleaning solution that does all the work for you without scrubbing. So what you do, the before and after photos kind of speak for themselves, and it's really easy to use. Make sure you crack a window open, use some gloves when you're using this, but you really just swipe on the gel, you let it sit for 7 to 8 hours, and then you just wipe it off.
So you don't even have to scrub.
Exactly. It's
Even
so easy,
better.
takes all the work out of it.
Okay. Let's keep our cabinets organized.
Okay, so I feel like a lot of us always forget to use vertical space in our cabinets.
I know, and there's a lot of it.
And we have so much stuff at home, right? So whether you're organizing under your sink or in your bathroom, this can really create a lot more space. It's a double.
Are they drawers?
They're little drawers, which are really convenient. You take them out, and I love that they're clear, because when they're clear, you can see what's in it, and you'll actually use it. It won't just go into a dark hole and never be used again.
If it looked like that under my sink, I would be so happy.
Exactly. So use that vertical space. It's also really affordable. And this too. So this is for beauty lovers out there. If you're like us and you collect all the beauty products, this is
Steal it all off the
this
set.
is a great way to utilize your counter space and create some vertical space to store all your products. So you've got a little bit of everything. You can adjust the shelves, which is really convenient. And this is under $15 and 360 rotating. So you'll have everything you need right in front of you.
This next one you've been bragging about all morning.
I know. I love this thing, lid organizing. It's like a topic that I'm so passionate about, because I feel like there's been so many times where I open up my pantry and everything just falls down. And it's always
keeps it all
the lids.
organized.
This keeps
So
it organized. It's customizable.
Adriana,
so easy to use.
Thank you so much. Scan the QR code to shop these hacks or go to today.com/shop. We're back with the third and fourth hours of Today right after your local news and weather. So organized.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC, or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.